The FCT police have arrested 12 suspects in connection with a robbery that led to the tragic deaths of a Rise News anchor, Somtochukwu Christel Maduagu, and security guard Barnabas Danlami at Unique Apartment, Kantakbe District on September 29th. The Scorpion Squad, led by ACP Victor Godfrey, acting on digital and forensic intelligence provided by Giga Forensics, successfully apprehended the armed robbery gang. During interrogation, one suspect confessed to shouting or shooting the security guard when he tried to prevent them from gaining access, while another admitted attempting to hold Somi as she fell from the 3-story building. 4 suspects were initially apprehended through tracking of stolen phones from the apartment. Each of the arrested suspects received 200,000 naira from the crime proceeds. Police recovered exhibits including one fabricated AK-47 rifle, 36 rounds of 9mm ammunition, one locally made pistol, one pump-action gun, 2 live cartridges, 4 mobile phones belonging to the victims, 2 sharp knives, 1 cutlass, and 9 touches during the operation. The Scorpion Squad, led by ACP Victor Godfrey, acting on digital and forensic intelligence provided by Giga.
We have recovered one constructed AK around Zumaro, where it was hidden by Sani and some of his gang members, Shamsu and Osho and the rest. Hidden in a deep, thick bush.
Yeah, see where they hide. Let's show you see where they hide.
So it's hidden.
Following a dramatic follow-up on October 8th, the remaining gang members were intercepted while en route to another planned armed robbery in Maitama. All suspects have confessed to the crimes. Investigation is ongoing as police search for remaining fleeing members. We thank all the security agencies involved in the rescue operation, including the police and the military. Good news, we are hearing from our security forces timely intervention. We are very thankful to the police that they have, intercepted 12 members of this robbery gang. Imagine 200,000 naira. These are the sort of stories that we hear that shatters our heart. I hope that, the police is still investigating. I hope that these sort of report can give some sort of succor to the family of Somtochukwu and, of course, the security guard that died. We'll continue to follow up on the story. Meanwhile, Nigerians on social media are reacting to a recent World Bank warning that 139 million Nigerians are now living in poverty despite federal government economic reforms boost.
Please, I just want you to take your time listening to this video. You see, World Bank, this is coming from World Bank. No, this is not from me. This is not from me. It is World Bank. The same World Bank that says Tinubu government is working. Tinubu reforms is working, is doing very well. It's the same World Bank that is giving us this figure now. The same figure that World Bank gave to APC a couple of months ago, that APC stands on to deceive themselves, and they thought they were deceiving Nigerians. That the government is doing well. APC has congratulated them. APC has rated them good. I mean, World Bank has rated them good. That their reforms are working. It was okay then, but now they say World Bank came up to saying that the reform, though there are some changes according to World Bank, there are some changes, work in progress, reforms, this, that, but the major thing is they should be very careful that Nigeria 130 million plus are already in abject poverty because of this reform. That Tinubu should be careful that the road is not straight. Now, because of this, APC now disagree with World Bank figure, the figure that World Bank releases, that it is a lie. It is not true. This number of people, the figure is not correct. Statistically, is not correct. They disagree with the same World Bank. That is to say, APC members, the truth is bitter in their mouth. When it comes to truth, APC are far away from reality. These people, they are nothing but noise maker. That is it. That's APC of today for you, APC members. Take your time, listen to this so that you know what is going on. But don't forget, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy. Run for me now.
In revenue, the World Bank's country director, Matthew Verghese, made the disclosure on Wednesday during the launch of the Nigeria Development Update Report in Abuja. While commending the government's bold reforms in exchange rate and fuel subsidy removal, Verghese noted that despite these stabilization gains, many Nigerians are still struggling with eroded purchasing power.
Despite these stabilization gains, many Nigerians are still struggling. Most households are struggling with eroded purchasing power. Poverty, which started to rise in 2019, due to policy missteps and external shocks, including COVID, has continued to increase even after the reforms. In 2025, we estimate that 139 million Nigerians live in poverty. So the challenge is clear: how to translate the gains from the stabilization reforms into better living standards for all Nigerians.
Well, that was the World Bank's country director there. Although he acknowledged that Nigeria's economic growth has picked up, with revenues rising, debt indicators improving, foreign exchange market stabilizing, reserves rising, and inflation gaining to ease, he warned that persistent high food prices could slow recovery and damage confidence in reforms as food inflation affects everybody, particularly the poor. And of course, this news has garnered a lot of reactions, and I'll take some posts on X. This is from DA, who wrote, "Reforms mean nothing when people can't eat. You can't fix the economy on paper while citizens starve in reality. Growth without welfare is just numbers masking suffering." Another ex-user, £20, wrote, "Listening and living by World Bank's recommendations is highly risky. They were among those on Nigeria's neck to remove subsidy and float the Naira, knowing fully well that the effect will be devastating." Now, they are the same people shouting that Nigeria is sinking. I don't know what that word is, but we'll take another ex-user spot, AIS, who wrote, "Tomorrow, you'll issue another alarm that Nigeria economy has grown to 200,000% under Tinubu. The next 2 months, you will hail that reforms are working and producing results, and APC will use it as a campaign promise. Then you'll still turn back tomorrow and tell us that 200 million people are now in abject poverty. Una own Yahoo too much." And that's what he says. That and these are the sort of stories that we hear, Rufai. At the end of the day, this is what we hear. But you know what? The presidency has disputed the World Bank report of 139 million Nigerians living in poverty, dismissing the figure as unrealistic and detached from the country's economic realities. In a post on X, the president's special advisor on media and public communication, Sunday Dare, stated that the poverty figures must be properly contextualized within the limits of global measurements models. Rufai, I'm coming to you on this story. We have seen this report, and the World Bank is saying, no matter your reforms, it is not showing 139 million Nigerians at this point. That statistic is quite alarming. Your thoughts? And I'll walk to you. I'll come to you.
You see, a couple of things.
Yeah.
Government like to deflect when you call them out. Mr. Sunday Dare did not give us his own data, but he was trying to dismiss a World Bank data that in the same breath they praised the World Bank data when the World Bank data said, oh, the growth projections has increased. So it just shows they don't like to hear the truth. And we keep telling them that reforms, why when it comes to reforms, be careful. Exactly what is happening in Argentina. I remember when they were celebrating Milei in Argentina and saying things are well. But at the same time, there were protests and strikes because the life of people were a whole lot worse off in Argentina. There was austerity of the life. Exactly what is happening in Nigeria today. The same people that are making the argument today, when I tell them that the Naira, this is not the true value of Naira, that the Naira is still undervalued. The same people were those complaining and saying that, oh, when we devalue, we'll be able to find the value of the Naira. But it went over 1,005, it went over about 1,009, now it's back to about 1,004 before. At some point, let's not forget that when they defended the Naira to about 1,002 briefly, before it jacked up again to about 1,005. Right. Now the next thing, they are changing their words and saying that it's stability that matter, not the true value. But before, these were the same people, when the Naira was 400, that they said, oh, the Naira needs to find the true value that is overvalued. Today, when we are still saying that it's still not the real value, the next thing they are saying stability at the expense of the lives of people. Mr. Sunday Dare forgets that it is basic economics. If you devalue a currency, you devalue the lives of people, you will increase the level of poverty. People that used to live on less than $2 per day, $2 per day at the rate of 400 was about 800 Naira. Today, $2 per day at the rate of 1,000, maybe 470 is over 2,000 Naira, going to 3,000 Naira. So you have devalued the lives of people. You have not increased productivity. You have not increased economic fidelity. What you have done is you have stressed people even more, and you have collected more revenue. You are draining out revenue for an economy that has productivity challenges at the same time, and you think you are doing good. So when the World Bank tells you that you have a lot of people that have no disposable income, you think it's a joke. No, a lot of people don't actually have disposable income in this country. They only eat once a day. They can't eat 3 times a day any longer. And these are the things the government should work on. Not people like Mr. Sunday Dare coming back and saying, no, you don't know what you're saying, World Bank, but you can't give us your data. I dare the government, give us your own data if you say World Bank is not correct.
All right, I mean, these are the issues, and I think that you spoke very well at this point. Well, we'll take another story now. The terrorism trial of the leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, on Wednesday was adjourned to October 16 following the Nigerian Medical Association's failure to submit its health assessment report. The Federal High Court in Abuja postponed Wednesday's proceedings after the Medical Association panel requested more time to finalize its findings. The court had previously ordered the president of the Medical Association to constitute a board of medical experts to investigate Nnamdi Kanu's alleged deteriorating health and determine whether DSS medical facilities are adequate for his care or if he should be moved to the National Hospital. The medical report is also expected to determine whether Nnamdi Kanu is fit to stand trial. Meanwhile, Abia State Representative Obi Agwocha, the House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, engaged in a heated 7-minute confrontation during Tuesday's plenary over Nnamdi Kanu's deteriorating health condition. Agwocha had raised the point of privilege, stating that a letter he submitted on August 26 to the House Speaker, the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu regarding Nnamdi Kanu's worsening health has yet to receive any response. He declared Nnamdi Kanu is on the verge of death. Let's take a look.
You don't shut me down. You also have the right. It is important, Mr. Speaker, that this House
only when your
takes
privilege is compromised
of the issue of Nnamdi Kanu
that you can bring it up. And I thought that particular position is talking in respect of instances where the issues is beyond your control. But this is not what a letter from you to from yourself to me.
Yes, sir. The
when
letter
you have,
is
as a member, direct access to come to my office and seek for explanation.
Mr. Speaker,
why?
I've been to your office.
Go through this?
I've been to your office. You are over-arguing with the Speaker.
Please.
Excuse me, sir. Can you read the order book, Rule 6 and Subsection 2?
Oh, that was quite chaotic. The Speaker had questioned Agwocha's use of point of privilege to demand action, but Agwocha had insisted that it was a matter of life and death and that House rules entitled him to raise matters of privilege. The Speaker ruled him out of order, insisting that, the floor was not the right place for such follow-up. Well, the House of Representatives now scheduled to debate the motion concerning the urgent medical intervention for Nnamdi Kanu this week, following the point of order raised by Obi Agwocha seeking urgent action on the matter. Well, Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu intervened, assuring that the matter would be properly presented and heard by the House. Nnamdi Kanu has been in DSS custody since being extradited from Kenya in June 2021 and faces terrorism charges. Courts have repeatedly declined requests to allow him leave custody for medical treatment, despite growing calls for his release from Southeast stakeholders. Meanwhile, activist Omoyele Sowore has challenged Labour Party leader Peter Obi, Anambra State Governor Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, Governor Alex Oti, and other Southeast leaders to march to Aso Rock for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. In a post on Tuesday, Sowore said he will set aside his differences with some politicians for one cause: Nnamdi Kanu's release. He declared, "I challenge every politician or person of good conscience from the Southeast who says they want Nnamdi Kanu released to stop the rhetoric. The time for action is now." Sowore vowed to personally lead a peaceful march to the presidential villa, calling on every Southeast leader and concerned Nigerians to join. Sowore has been quite vocal right now for the Nnamdi Kanu release, obviously because of the lawyers and Nnamdi Kanu's deteriorating health, as it were. They've been campaigning for him to be treated at the National Hospital or even taken out of the country. I mean, he remains innocent until proven guilty at this point. Dr. Abati.
Every accused person is innocent until proven guilty, and that's why they deserve fair hearing under Section 36 of the 1999 Constitution. But what are the issues? I'll try to run through them very quickly. Now, Honorable Obi Agwocha was saying that Nnamdi Kanu is his constituent, and he has a right to raise an issue to defend the interests of his constituent, quoting Order 6, Rule 2. But the disagreement with the Honorable Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, was about procedure. But it's just as well that Honorable Benjamin Kalu has also intervened, and now the House, will still take a look at that matter, as Abbas insisted that due procedure should be followed. However, the issue has two legs to it. There is the political side that the Nigerian government has been dealing with. People from the East, interested parties like Sowore, saying that, look, you have to deal with this issue. It's not just law. Stricto sensu, you can find a political situation, and there are leaders from the Southeast who have been saying a political solution is a better option. Now, the Buhari administration did not take that option, saying that the matter was before the courts. Now they are also approaching the Tinubu administration to find a political solution to the matter of Nnamdi Kanu. Whether President Tinubu would take that advice or not remains to be seen. There are persons who have been saying that even with the aggressiveness from ADC and the opposition, maybe to win votes in the southeast, President Tinubu should just release Nnamdi Kanu, because that may translate into a political gain. But it's up to the government of the day to look at that matter. After all, the Attorney General of the Federation has the powers under any case of this nature to enter in nolle prosequi. But that's politics. Now, as for law,
yes.
The matter was before the court of Justice James Omotosho. Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers had filed a no case submission, but Justice James Omotosho decided in the last sitting on the matter that in fact there is a prima facie case that has been established by the prosecution that Nnamdi Kanu has to answer. If the no case submission, appeal had worked, now the case will have been thrown out.
Right.
But the position in the law court is that no, there is a matter to be addressed. And Justice Omotosho also ruled that look, in this particular matter, there are terrorism charges that have been established, and there are 3 that the defense lawyers could not establish a case of extraordinary rendition, which is, that he was abducted, from Kenya and brought to Nigeria by force. So the court, as at this moment, says there is a case to be answered. Secondly, Justice James Omotosho also said the NMA should form a committee on this matter of health to look at the condition of Nnamdi Kanu. And that matter, the NMA couldn't finish its work within the time frame given. Right. Now the matter has now been adjourned, I think, till October 16. So you have 2 issues to it: the politics of it, the legal part of it, and there's a third leg that is now being suggested by Omoyele Sowore, yes, that leaders of thought, leaders of conscience in the southeast, like Peter Obi, like Governor Soludo, should carry placards and go and demonstrate in front of Aso Villa. Where the practicability of that remains to be seen, because these are stakeholders in their own right. Yeah. I don't know whether Mr. Peter Obi will want to carry placards, and whether a governor will go and carry placards and march.
He's going to the Aso. He's going to.
Mr. Peter Obi wants to carry placards.
No, I said Omoyele said he's going to go.
Yeah, he can do it. But
he's inviting all Nigerians.
The choice is for those leaders from the southeast. In this country where there is accidental discharge, and where policemen are very quick to use tear gas, I don't know who will take that respect. Yes. Omoyele Sowore is an activist.
Yes, and everyone speaking up at this point, it is their right to speak up for what they see as injustice. Obiagwocha has been quite vocal. In fact, he's been nominated by Nnamdi Kanu as the chief negotiator with the federal government at this point. We will continue to follow up on the story. Well, in another...
JB, you see how this is not from me. This is World Bank, right? So now, the last time, the World Bank rated them very good, gave them some congratulations, accolade that the reforms, they say, because that is World Bank for you. World Bank is like, let's say, they are diplomatic. As far as this government is under them, this government is taking their advices. Is the reason why they are doing this reform. Reform say, don't worry, go through it, it's going to work. They say World Bank last year, 2 years ago, where they started, that this reform is going to take 15 years. If at all, Tinubu is ready, if Tinubu is truly doing the work of the reforms, because World Bank are saying some countries who went through this reforms period, then it took them years time to recover. Then when they recover, they fully comes out of that reform, the country became better. That it was good. Then World Bank say 15 years, it was going to take 15 years and some more. If at all, the person in charge of these reforms is serious. That's the word. If the person is truly serious and he truly wants to reform. But now, is Tinubu, does it look like a serious president to you? That is the question. These are the questions. Does Tinubu look like a serious president who is actually working towards reforming this country or changing the country for bad to better? Now, under him, the country is going worse. 2 years after. So what are we saying? Now, it was good then. A couple of months back when the World Bank gave a figure that congratulated them that the reforms, they started seeing some changes, this and the revenues are growing. They are doing this. This is the area they need to focus on. That's what they need to focus on. When this woman, Okonjo Iweala, K, she's also a global woman from the World Bank, K, saying that, okay, he gave Tinubu he praised Tinubu rather, that reform they could see, okay, this area, but they need to focus. There was this word she used that I tried to remember, and that was the major thing. Everything she said, yes, she would say that to give Tinubu kudo because she's a global woman. She's from the World Bank. You know, she's a diplomatic woman. She's not expecting to just hit the point to say, no, Tinubu's government is not doing well, it has failed, this and this. I don't know, diplomatic people who care for something, they can't say that. But when she said that, she said microeconomics. All those things are the problem of this country. That's where the government needs to focus on. Now, the micro business, all these medium scale businesses, the Tinubu administration has killed those businesses. And these are the engine rooms of development has been destroyed by Tinubu. Tinubu focus more on the rich. If you are not rich, you are poor, just remain where you are. There is no, Tinubu government is not in any way or close to lifting you off from your poverty. If you are poor, just remain where you are. If you are poor years before Tinubu came, just remain where you are. Tinubu government is not in any way providing any help solutions for you to lift yourself up. Then you were doing well before. That's where we now have the rich, the middle class, and the poor. Now, those people that were in middle class before, they now join those people that were poor before. Now, they are now in abject poverty. Do you understand? So that's now be the problem. It's not easy for those people to lift themselves again. Do you understand? It becomes a problem. That's what the woman thought about. Focus more on these people, development, creating jobs and businesses, supporting all these little NGO, little businesses, small, be supporting them. Provide electricity, all those things. Before you know, they are contributing something to the development, to GDP. But hey, there's nothing like that. Tinubu government has killed those small scale, medium businesses, those small businesses. Tinubu government has killed them. Some of them relocated out of Nigeria. It becomes a problem. You don't have job. What would you do? You don't have job, no employment. No money to start up your self-employed business. All those things. That is it. Now, you say World Bank now say that the reforms, okay, even if the reforms, they could say blah, 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 but 130 something million plus are already in poverty. They should be careful. Now, they say government that were happy when they were using that to campaign, and it's still part of their campaign that they are going to use. That, hey, don't worry. Didn't you see what World Bank said? World Bank said they are doing well. It becomes a problem. And they say if World Bank has said Tinubu is doing well, Tinubu has started pulling people out of poverty, even if that's not true, that in Nigeria the level of inflation has gone down, this and that. We now have over 10 million, we now have less than 10 million Nigerians living in poverty. That would have been a major decision. That would have been trending, that World Bank is praising them, they are doing well, they are on the right track. But now the World Bank decided to tell them the truth in some area. They disagree. That means they hate the truth. You see what we are talking about? See, because World Bank is spoiling chances of what they are going to use to campaign 2027. World Bank is spoiling it for them. Now, if you disagree with World Bank figures, statistically you disagree, why didn't you provide, or like Rufai said, why didn't you provide us, this is a figure, this is the numbers of Nigerians living in poverty, then we can fact check you. But they won't do that. That's why I've been telling you. They will always tell you that things are getting better. Where did you get that? It's very easy to see. Where is the number? Where is the figure? No statistics to back up whatever you are saying with the words of your mouth. We can't take Tinubu's statement to the markets. Why would I take your things are getting better, no facts, no evidence? It's easy to see. That's the problem. Now you see. Anyways, 2027 is just around the corner. With all of this, you could see that there is no progress. There's no progress. So Tinubu does not deserve to be in office after 2027 election. He needs to go back to body law. If he goes beyond 2027, that means this country is in a deep problem. Or the other day indeed. So as for that police, sometimes imagine 200k. You collected 200k for this person who lost her life. This operation was given to you 200k. Can you imagine? See where they hide those guns. You see how many groups? Is they say Abuja, they say it's civil. All these people are operating in Abuja, and they say the Abuja is civil. Yes, police, thank God, doing their job. But again, what happened to them after this investigation? What happened to these people? Are they going to be jailed for life? Are they going to be go take them through rehabilitate them and let them go back to their houses so that after they must have confessed, they repent, they're not going to go back to that terrorist lifestyle again. So what happened to them? Question. Anyways, what do you think? Please share this video and leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe, be your guide, and like, share, comment, and subscribe.